I love walking in the rain, no one can tell I'm crying. Behind every clown's smile is a story you'd never expect. I remain one thing, and one thing only, a clown. And that title I place above kings. You can take a man's shoes, his home, his name, but you cannot take the way he chooses to walk. I did not survive my childhood. I turned it into a character and let the world fall in love with him instead. The world tried to break me quietly. I answered it loudly, with laughter. I built an empire out of a torn hat and an empty pocket, because no one can tax a smile. Every tear I ever swallowed came back out on screen as a laugh. That was the trade I made. I gave the world a fool it could love, because I could not yet give it a man it could save. Failure means nothing. It takes real courage to make a fool of yourself. My pain may be the reason for someone's laugh, but my laugh must never be the reason for someone's pain. I found comedy in my darkest days, because laughter was the only thing I could still afford. I never learned the world through books. I learned it through hunger, cold, and long walks alone. I did not choose comedy. Comedy chose me when there was nothing else left to choose. Every fall I took on screen I had already survived in real life. I turned my rags into a costume, because dignity was the one thing poverty could never touch. Laughter was never my escape. It was how I stayed alive. I gave my sadness a funny walk, so it wouldn't sit so heavy on my chest. The saddest men make the funniest jokes because they understand pain better than anyone in the room. Some men chase fortune. I chased the sound of one honest laugh. My silence on screen said more than most men manage in a lifetime of words. The city was cold to me once, so I decided I would be warm to everyone else. I found beauty in broken things, because I was broken myself once. I laughed loudest on the days I had the least reason to. Some men build walls when they suffer. I built jokes instead. My greatest role was never on screen. It was staying kind in a world that wasn't always kind to me. A torn coat and a warm heart will always outlast a fine coat and a cold one. I turned every stumble into a dance, because falling gracefully is still a kind of grace. They called me the funniest man alive. They never asked why I was really laughing. I wore poverty like a costume so well, the world forgot to pity me. There is no audience colder than an empty stomach, and I made even that laugh. Every joke I ever told was a door I built so sadness could leave the room. When I had nothing to give, I gave the one thing that cost me everything, and them nothing, my joy. The tramp never once asked the world for pity. He simply asked it to laugh, and it obeyed. I was never afraid of falling. I was only afraid of forgetting how to stand. Nothing in this world is permanent, not even our troubles, so I never gave mine the satisfaction of staying. I never needed a script for kindness. It simply lived in me, waiting to be shown. The tramp had torn shoes, but he never once forgot how to bow with grace. I found more truth in one silence than I ever found in 1,000 words of applause. To lose everything and still find humor in it, that's the bravest kind of strength a man can own. The saddest thing I can imagine is to grow used to luxury and forget what hunger taught me. A single flower given with love means more than 1,000 given out of duty. My biggest costume was never the hat or the cane, it was my smile. It hid more than anyone ever noticed. I built laughter out of nothing, because nothing was all I ever really had to build with. A man's worth is not in the applause he collects. It's in the quiet kindness no one claps for. I gave the world my humor, so it would never see how tired my heart really was underneath it. The tramp taught the world one lesson. Dignity is a choice. It was never a possession. I never let hunger take my humor. That was the one thing it could never reach. A poor man's laughter is louder than a rich man's silence, and it echoes far longer. I gave the world a funny walk, so for one moment it could forget how heavy life really is. I never needed riches to feel whole. Laughter was always currency enough for me. I found my strength in the very moments the world was certain would destroy me. A man who never falls never learns how strong he actually is. Kindness is a language even the poor and the silent can speak fluently. Simplicity is the loudest voice there is. You never need noise to be heard. I never wanted to be famous. I only wanted to make people forget their pain for one moment. Life is not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance before it does. The world breaks everyone, but some of us come back kinder, not bitter, and that is the real victory. A clown's whole job is simple: turn someone's worst day into their best 5 minutes. I never asked to be understood. I only ever asked to be felt. Comedy is only tragedy that finally learned how to smile again. Life gave me every reason to give up. Laughter gave me one better reason to stay. We cry alone, but we were always meant to laugh together. I walked through poverty with a smile because a smile costs nothing and means absolutely everything. Even in silence, I told the truth. Sometimes a look says more than 1,000 speeches. The most beautiful people I ever met were the ones who had known struggle, known loss, and found their way out anyway. We laugh at troubles from a distance. Up close, they're the ones teaching us how to grow. Laughter is the only medicine in this world that never expires. My shoes were too big, and my life was too hard, but somehow I always kept walking anyway. I gave the world laughter because the world had already given me more than enough tears. I played the fool so well because I understood sorrow better than most wise men ever will. The world laughed with me, but almost none of them ever knew why I was really laughing. Every man falls down at some point. The tramp simply taught the world how to stand back up with style. I did not perform sadness. I performed the survival of it and called it comedy. I gave the world 100 reasons to laugh and buried 1,000 reasons to cry beneath every single one of them. I never once played a rich man, because I never once trusted a man who had never been hungry. The world gave me a stage the size of a sidewalk, and I still filled it with more truth than most men fill a cathedral. A man can lose his coat, his coin, and his name, and still walk away the richest man in the room if he keeps his laugh. I leave nothing behind but a smile, and if that smile outlives me, then I have lived well. They paid to watch me fall, never knowing I'd already hit the ground long before the camera rolled. A rich man's tears fall in private. Mine fell in front of millions, and I called it a comedy. I never once asked the world to be gentle with me. I just learned to be gentle with it first. My cane was crooked because the roads I walked were never straight either. I turned hunger into timing. An empty stomach never once missed its cue. The world handed me nothing, so I built a character out of everything it refused to give. I was never the richest man in the room, but I always left it a little warmer than I found it. A borrowed coat still keeps a man warm. I never let pride freeze before kindness arrived.